I've shown you many different curry varieties, a lot of them with meat, but I'm going to show you, you can make a curry using mushrooms and it is delightful. As many of us know, mushrooms are like little sponges. They love loads of flavour, so it makes sense that we put them into a curry. So we're going to start off with an onion, ginger and garlic paste. You can finely chop it if you like, but I find blending it, we get more flavour out of it, and it is very traditional in an Indian curry. So we're just going to place our onions into a small food processor like this. A good hit of ginger, so about a 3 centimetre knob of ginger is what I'm after. Roughly chop it, and that can go in, along with 3 cloves of garlic. So we'll just crush them. And no need to add any salt, oil at this stage. We just want to really finely mince this. All right, let's have a look at this. Perfect. Look how finely chopped that is. It really does look like a paste. I'll just take that blade out and we'll start frying. So in here, I like to add some ghee. Ghee is clarified butter, fermented clarified butter, and I just love the taste with the mushrooms. I'm going to start with some whole spices before I add the powdered spices. So I've got 1 cinnamon stick that can go in. We just want to toast it off in that ghee, along with 2 cardamom pods. And before you put them in, just give them a bit of a bruise with the back of a knife. And by that, you're just opening up the pods, and that's where all the flavour is inside. So by adding the whole spices to start with, you're really flavouring that ghee. You don't want them to burn, so they don't need a long time in there, just a moment, just to toast. As soon as you start to smell the spices, you know it's time for the next ingredient. I mean, it almost awakens their flavours. Smells fantastic. All right, in with our mixture of onion, garlic and ginger. That also smells fantastic. Grab a wooden spoon and give that a really good mix. And we want to cook that off. Now, while that's frying off, let's have a look at our mushrooms. So button mushrooms for this. When you're looking for mushrooms at the shop, this is what you're after. Really light, bright, firm mushrooms. I'm going to cut these ones in half. You can leave them whole if you like. I just find if you cut them in half, more flavour is going to go into these beautiful mushrooms. So you'll need about 500 grams of mushrooms. Just like you were using chicken, 500 grams of chicken, we're replacing that with 500 grams of our mushrooms. It's a fantastic alternative to meat. If you're anything like me, I do love my meat, but sometimes I'm looking for a really fun and delicious vegetarian dish. This is the one to turn to. And there's absolutely no need to wash your mushrooms at all. If there's a tiny bit of dirt on it, just brush it off, or you can just use a damp towel. All right, let's have a look at this. Yeah, we've got some colour there, smelling great. We can add the rest of our spices. I love the combination of ground cumin, coriander, turmeric, and this is Kashmiri chilli. I find it not as hot as your regular chilli, and I just love the colour of it, so that can go in. Kashmiri chilli can be found at your delis, you can find it online, you can even find it in supermarkets now. If you can't find it, just use a regular paprika. Not a smoked paprika, but a regular paprika. Because these spices are ground, they don't need to be toasted off for too long, so just give that 10 seconds or so. I'll also add some tomato paste. It's going to give our curry a rich flavour. Toast that off. In with our mushrooms. Now, it's a good idea to use quite a large sauté pan like this so it's easy to coat all of the mushrooms in that delicious spice mix right there. All right, to bring out the flavour of all those spices and to season the mushrooms, good pinch of salt. And there's no harm in a bit of pepper here too. Okay. Now, once they're completely coated, we can add some cashew nuts. This is going to give it a really lovely crunch. I'm going to add 3/4 of them. Just leave a few for a garnish later on. I'm adding 400 mils of coconut milk. Again, just reserving a small amount in the bottom of the tin. That's also a really nice garnish for our curry. Now, to make this extra saucy, about a cup of water. And I'll give that one last mix and a jiggle. Another beautiful thing about mushrooms is they take no time at all to cook. We just want those flavours to develop. So give this about 20 to 25 minutes, covered and simmering. smells so good. And you can see how much the sauce has thickened. I love this. This is actually a mild curry, so if you want to up the heat, of course you can add some fresh chilli at the end. But look at the mushrooms. See how they've held their shape nicely, and we've got lots of sauce there. So let's plate up. We've got some basmati rice. I'll just place a spoonful on the plate. I'm going to put that on one side, and I'm just going to pile up our mushrooms on the other side with lots of that coconut curry sauce. You can see how versatile mushrooms are. Fantastic, raw, sautéed, just fried up in some butter, even in a curry just like this. So to finish this, our cashews, just going to roughly chop them. You can toast them if you like. I'm not going to. I'll sprinkle them over the top. And coriander. I love coriander, so I'm going to add quite a lot on the top of that. Mushrooms in a curry, it works a treat and it is super delicious.